In politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. What was the main objective of Raila Odinga's meeting with Azimio governors in Naivasha? Because that meeting is significant politically speaking. Number one, the meeting is coming at a time when some of Azimio governors are actually pledging loyalty to William Samoei Arap Ruto. Number two, the meeting is also coming at a time when some coalition partners like Jubilee are threatening to leave Azimio. Number three, the meeting is also significant because it's coming at a time when Western Kenya is actually threatening to leave Azimio, led by Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Today, I saw Oparanya in that particular meeting. Number four, the meeting is also significant because Kalonzo Musyoka, who was Raila Odinga's running mate, is clearly focusing all his energy and attention on the 2027 general election, where he's going to become a presidential candidate. Number five, this meeting is also significant because it's coming at a time when William Ruto has already taken control of the judiciary, he has taken control of the church, he has taken control of the National Assembly, and to some extent the Senate. The only area where Azimio still has a bit of control is the governors. And also lastly, the meeting is coming at a time when President Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to dissociate from Azimio La Umoja activities. So what was the real objective of this particular meeting? In this video, I want us to look at the objectives which Raila Odinga wanted to achieve by meeting with the governors. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us get back to the main issue. Why do you think Raila Odinga met with the governors in Naivasha today? Let us listen very briefly to the speech which they released after this meeting before we get into the main objectives of this particular meeting.
We, Azimio La Umoja One Kenya Coalition, governors and deputy governors, met with the Azimio national leadership between November 24th and 25th and reviewed the state of affairs facing our nation. We conducted a thorough analysis of the state of our economy, politics, and human security, and noted that the people of Kenya are facing times with no immediate end in sight. At the conclusion of the meeting, we resolved as follows. 1. We will continue to champion the causes of the people of Kenya and demonstrate our commitment to safeguarding the Constitution, democracy, and the rule of law. 2. We commit to our constitutional mandate of serving the people in our respective counties. In pursuit thereof, we shall engage the national government based on mutual consultation and cooperation for the benefit of our people within the framework of the principles of the two governments being distinct and interdependent. 3. The Kenya Kwanza regime may have the appearance of legality, but does not, I repeat not, have the legitimacy from the people. We remind the people of Kenya that slavery may have been legal in some jurisdictions, but remained repugnant to morality and justice. Colonialism may have been covered by the veneer of legality, but was morally decadent and unjust. 4. Similarly, rigging of elections may have been clothed with the cloth of legality, but it remains illegitimate and repugnant to justice. Our quest for electoral justice continues, and we will never allow the rigging of elections to become a new normal in our country. To this end, we take serious notice and condemn in the strongest term possible the revenge mission the regime has embarked on against conscientious commissioners of the IEBC, who had the audacity to reject the electoral coup perpetrated by the IEBC chair, Wafula Chebukati.
Now, that's part of the statement which was released today. It was read by Professor Peter Anyang'-Nyong'o. But why do you think this meeting was convened? Number one, and this is the main reason why the meeting was convened, Raila Odinga really wanted to determine the governors who are still with him. How many governors attended this particular meeting? And who surprised you by attending the meeting? That was the main objective. Raila Odinga wanted to see whether there are governors on his side who are already moving towards the other side. For example, I saw the governor of Mombasa in this meeting. I saw the governor of Kakamega in this meeting. I saw the governor for Turkana in this meeting. For me, I expected some of them to miss. Simbarati was also present in this meeting because those are some of the members of, those are some of the governors William Ruto is targeting. So by Raila Odinga convening this meeting and the governors attending, he really just wanted to know which governor is still genuinely with him. Azimio has a total of 26 governors. Yes, 26. ODM has the majority, which means in this country, it's only at the county government where Azimio has the majority. Kenya Kwanza has majority at the National Assembly where they have 179 against 157. And of course, because of the fact that Ruto won, the number is actually increasing. William Ruto is also controlling the Senate, I think by 2 more members. County government is where Raila Odinga took charge. And for those who follow the politics of Raila Odinga, in the last 2 elections, he used county governments to organize his politics. So by knowing which governors are still with him, Raila Odinga can then plot his political activities. So for me, that was the first and the main objective of this meeting. From this meeting today, rest assured that Raila Odinga already knows which governor will stick with him, which governor just attended this meeting for the sake of it, which governor has issues, and he will now be able to proceed moving forward. Remember, Raila Odinga actually thrives more when he's under pressure like right now. So he's going to pull it off. Number 2, I also tend to think that Raila Odinga actually just wanted Number 2, I also tend to think that Raila Odinga wanted to use this meeting to seal any cracks within Azimio. Why do you think some governors are willing to work with Ruto? Why do you think some governors are not comfortable continuing with Azimio? There must be something. Someone like Oparanya was a former governor. Why do you think he wants to leave? So it means there are certain issues, underlying issues. So I tend to think that Raila Odinga convened this meeting so that some of the issues which is making some of these governors to drift away will actually be sorted out during this particular meeting. So moving forward, because remember there was the election of the Council of Governors, there was the elections to the East African Legislative Assembly, which was a bit divisive. For example, the governors from Western Kenya have been finding it very difficult to explain to the people of Western Kenya region why and how they failed to secure a single slot to the East African Legislative Assembly, despite the fact that they voted for Azimio, and despite the fact that even UDA received quite a number of votes, and considering the fact that they have good number of members of parliament. So some of these governors were like, they said that we are no longer really needed. So if there were any cracks which were emerging in Azimio, it was sorted at this particular meeting. The third objective of this meeting was to try and craft a strategy of countering William Ruto's moves in Azimio strongholds. In one of my videos previously, I opined that William Ruto had developed an elaborate strategy to finish or to destroy Raila Odinga once and for all. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto understood how Raila Odinga operated in the last election. I mean, in the last 5 years. He used the governors, probably because Uhuru was in power. And William Ruto realized that it was possible to persuade governors to work with the government because of corruption allegations, because of the need for development, and because of all those kind of things, those kind of favors. So the governors would easily side with the government of the day. So Raila Odinga met with these governors to figure out how are they going to relate with the government of the day. Because let's face it, if William Ruto is coming to Kisumu, for example, or is coming to Migori, or coming to Siaya or Homa Bay, ideally the governor should attend those meetings, because there are certain development projects which the governor can only get by collaborating with the national government. So how are they going to collaborate without being seen to be leaning towards the government? For example, when William Ruto was in Homa Bay the other day, Gladys Wanga did not attend the meeting, probably because she was away. And of course, she was never invited. But there was a feeling that Gladys Wanga ought to have attended that meeting. And that if she had attended that meeting, probably there are certain things she might have raised with the government of the day. But how can someone who comes from, let's say, Nyanza here, operate with Ruto without any political implication? So those are the lines which they needed to draw. Like, for example, in Mombasa, which is Raila Odinga's stronghold, Abdul Samad Nasir is working with Ruto, and he has stated that he's going to work with Ruto. But how will that impact on his politics and that of Raila Amolo Odinga? The clash there. So they devised probably a strategy that if Ruto is coming to your area, please accept him, do this, do that with him, but ensure the Azimio flag is always high. Number 3, and Nyong'o alluded to this, is that they are starting politics after next year. So the Raila Odinga is likely to use governance structures to advance his politics, to advance Azimio agenda. Remember, Azimio is the only party which is supporting devolution in this country. If William Ruto had powers, he would not support devolution. He's made that very clear on several occasions. He would want all the resources to be managed at the national level there. But Azimio is in politics. Raila Odinga needs to begin politics. How can they advance Azimio agenda? That was part of the agenda in this particular meeting. I don't know what you think, but I'm sure after this meeting, it will take us like 2 or 3 weeks to get a clear picture of the objectives and whether those objectives have been achieved. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.